Welcome to episode number 287 of the Marine Layer podcast. We welcome on Mariners outfield prospect Jonny Farmelo. We chat with him about his return from injury, how he's changed as a hitter, and his passion for the stock market. A very, very interesting end of the interview conversation that you guys are going to want to stick around for. We also talk about Cal Raleigh's 50th home run here on Monday and why, now that he's caught Trojan War, he should be the American League MVP.
A reminder to you guys, make sure you're staying on top of everything we're doing. If you want to do that, everything's over at our website, marinelayerpod.com. You can find everything from our episodes, which please download and rate and review 5 stars if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, any of the audio platforms. Like, comment, and go subscribe on YouTube. That's the best way you can support us and the channel. Go get your merch. Patreon's over at our website as well. Live show schedule's over at our site. Again, that's marinelayerpod.com. And then you can find us across social media everywhere at Marine Layer Pod.
Let's get it rolling.
The pitch from Acevedo. A drive deep to right field. Down the line. The Mariners win this game 2-1. The dream lives. They're going to the playoffs. 1-1 from Jansen. There you go. Left field. We got a tie ball game. Julio. Oh, baby, what a moment. Tie ball game at 7-7.
And we welcome you to this episode of the Marine Layer podcast, part of the Just Baseball Podcast Network, recording on Monday evening, August 25th. Lyle, I'm going to read a statement. I want to get your reaction to it. The Mariners are Vedder Cup champions.
Ba 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 da ba. It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Yeah, that's my reaction. Total Mickey Mouse behavior.
I actually don't have a problem with them calling. I don't have the problem with the rivalry being called the Vedder Cup. That's fine. You can market everything about it. You can do giveaways to the fans, etc. I'm going to be honest. While the trophy, which was unveiled today at T-Mobile Park on the warning track before the game started, that Lyle and I got to get up close and look. We put it on our Instagram story in case anyone was curious about looking and seeing what it looked like. Objectively, the trophy itself, by itself, without any meaning, Lyle, was cool.
Yes.
Eddie Vedder guitar. Great.
Fine.
That part is fine.
I'll step in. Yes, that part is. The name of the rivalry, fine. It's a cool, friendly thing. Having a trophy, just that aside, the guitar, yes, very cool. But parading about it when you win the Vedder Cup, that's Mickey Mouse behavior. Sorry, I actually forgot the first part of the song. MICKEYMOUSE. There we go. Now it's all rounded up.
So the Mariners now are going to get a trophy for beating the Padres in a series until they play again next year.
Yeah.
We put it right next to all the other ones. I'm sorry. The fact, this is the first team trophy the Mariners win. It's one them and the Padres came up with. There's a reason that the Mariners and Padres symbolize themselves in each other's leagues. They're like mirrors of each other. The Padres have made the World Series. The Mariners have not. That's legitimately the only difference. I feel like of all the National League teams, the Padres are the most like the Mariners, and the Mariners are most like the Padres out of any team else in the net or in the American League, as there are the Padres. Great. So the fact that these two teams come up with a trophy to switch between each other throughout the season, do the Red Sox and Yankees give out trophies?
No. Also, I would say that one team's payroll is a little different than the other. I would say that's a little bit of a difference between
historically,
the two teams.
no, but now, yes.
Oh, historically, sure. Yeah. Historically, there is a lot of similarities between these two teams. A lot. Guys, it's fine. I'm glad you're winning games. I'm glad you're beating the Padres because that's a series you really need to win. But I don't think people need to see the parading about it on social media and talking about it nonstop. I'm sorry, who cares? And yes, I understand this is coming from somebody who legitimately does not know who Eddie Vedder is. People laugh and probably say I'm outing myself. No, I'm not. If you listen to Brock and Salk ever, you know that's not a surprise that I don't know who he is. I couldn't name you a Pearl Jam song, et cetera, et cetera. So maybe this is coming from me and somebody who's not appreciating Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam. But, like, I don't want to celebrate regular season trophies. That's why, like, the NBA in-game tournament or the NBA in-game playoff, what do you call it? In-season playoffs, right?
The in-season tournament.
Yeah, the in-season tournament where you get a trophy at the end of it. It's the same thing. That's total Mickey Mouse behavior.
But you know what the NBA players also get? $1 million each.
Well, that part, yes.
The Mariners aren't pocketing $1 million from winning the Vedder Cup.
Now, I will say, if you were an NBA player and you were flaunting your $1 million for winning the in-season tournament, I would actually respect that. You would say, look, we won a regular season game, but guess what? I get $1 million to my name. I'm going to celebrate that. That'd be fine. If there were Mariners guys getting $1 million from this and flaunting it on social media and celebrating that, I'd actually respect it. However, you can't celebrate winning an in-season trophy. I'm sorry, especially for a team that isn't in your league. I understand you play every year, but it's like the Mariners and Padres rivalry is a very friendly one. There's no animosity. There's no true hatred. Come on.
And come on, like, this also just kind of opens up the can of worms for all the other fan bases in baseball to dunk on the Mariners and Padres whenever one or the other wins this trophy. It's like, could you imagine Astros fan look and say, oh, look, the Mariners won a trophy. Congratulations. You finally got one.
Somebody in the next 48 hours will absolutely be posting that meme of the Mariners banners, and they're going to add the final one that just says regular season Vedder Cup champions. Because that meme of all the Mariners banners surfaces on Twitter all the time of here's all the times we made the playoffs, and then here's one stupid thing at the very end. That's surfaced for years. Somebody's going to do that with the Vedder Cup over the next few days.
I thought our Padres friend put it perfectly when we sent him a picture of the trophy that the two teams will be exchanging for now years on end, which, by the way, got a full tweet and picture and graphic from Major League Baseball about winning the Vedder Cup. The first ever hashtag Vedder Cup belongs to the Mariners with a very nice graphic. Wow. But our Padres friend said it, I think, perfectly. Two teams who would rather win a guitar than a ring. It's just kind of hard to beat the allegations, guys, that they're giving away a trophy for a regular season 6-game sample between two teams not even in their own league, and they're not even the closest teams to each other either. It just happens they don't have other rivals, so they have to be each other's rivals anyways. And look, if there's anyone on the Mariners listening to this and saying, okay, listing out a couple of things like, okay, it's a great marketing opportunity. It gives us more opportunity to develop like a somewhat rivalry with someone else. Great. Like, you can do that without the trophy. You can do everything without having the trophy there. And you can call it the Vedder Cup. You can say the Vedder Cup rivalry, whatever. That's fine. Don't need the trophy. There should only be one trophy teams in Major League Baseball should be hoisting. Only one. Well, we shouldn't be inventing other ones.
Well, that's not true. You hoist a trophy when you win the pennant. So 2 trophies.
I don't want one of... actually... That's
you
a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I do want one of those. But everyone knows the only real trophy that matters is the World Series trophy. You can have all the pennant trophies in the world. Do you think the Padres would rather have their pennant trophy or World Series trophy?
Okay, I got to cut you off right here. If you were to actually come on this podcast in late October and try to dunk on the Mariners for hoisting a pennant trophy, not only are you going to have problems with me, you're going to have problems with the fan base. They can absolutely do that.
I'm saying there's one ultimate trophy that every team wants, and the Mariners are one of the teams without it. Well, okay. The Mariners are the only teams without that pennant trophy, but the one with all the pennants on it is the one they want.
Okay, yes, that's facts, and that should be the goal. But they can host the pennant trophy if they win the pennant. It's fine. However,
well, we have also openly said on this podcast, trophies aside, that getting swept in the World Series is a massive win. So.
Seems like it's time for the line again now that you brought that out. I know that sounds like loser talk, guys, but let's be clear. We are losers.
Yeah.
So we have no issue saying that in any way whatsoever. However, what we do have an issue with is celebrating regular season trophies. Let the fans celebrate it. If there's fans that want to call it the Vedder Cup Championship, and there's fans out there that want to say, oh, the Mariners won the Vedder Cup, that's fine. That's fans talking about it. I can't watch Major League Baseball tweet out, let's celebrate the Vedder Cup champions.
Imagine going up to Manny Machado and saying, are you disappointed you lost the Vedder Cup? Do you know what Manny's thinking about? Beating the Dodgers. That's what Manny's thinking about right now. He's not thinking about the Vedder Cup.
No. Manny's a pretty competitive guy, but I don't think he's hoisting a Vedder Cup trophy. I just don't.
Could you imagine if it was the Padres who had won the first 4 games of this, and they hand him the trophy and he looks at it and he doesn't know what it is?
No, he wouldn't know what it is, and Dodgers Twitter would be dunking all over the Padres if they were hoisting that thing.
So maybe a smart play on their part.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy theory. Did the Padres lose the Vedder Cup on purpose? Next on Undisputed.
Well, the Dodger fans aren't going to be getting at the Padres. And again, I haven't delved into Astros Twitter tonight, but I'd say there's a good chance there's some stuff out there.
Probably. Maybe Astros Rants is cooking again. Who knows?
Did he reactivate his account just for this?
I don't know. That dude's been off the grid for a long time. But I will just say what people should be celebrating is beating the Padres, because these are extremely important games that you need to win, and that is what should not be lost here. The Mariners were down 4-1 today. Bryce Miller struggled in the second inning. They got down. It looked a little bit bleak, and then they just absolutely take it to them and win the game by 4 runs. They win it, by 3 runs. They win it 9-6. 9 runs against the Padres. They did not let up. That is what should be talked about. That is what should be celebrated, not the Vedder Cup.
And, objectively, the results across the league sans the Red Sox winning today. I don't think, did the Yankees play today? No, the Yankees did not play today. Sans the Red Sox beating the Orioles, most of the results were exactly what you wanted. The Guardians lost. The Yankees did play today. They won. Sorry. So the Red Sox and the Red Sox and Yankees won, so you're not gaining any ground on the wild card. But the Astros are off today, so you gain a half game on them, and then you separate yourself from the Rangers, you separate yourself from the Guardians, you separate yourself from the Royals, who got shut out by the White Sox. That's a thumbs up day for me. Like, that is what you needed to do. And look, I was kind of peeved early when they're down 4-1 that they're going to waste an opportunity here, because these games are starting to mean a lot and a lot and a lot more. And making up even that half game on the Astros does mean a lot, and it does mean a lot to separate yourself a little bit in the wild card. Like, we want home field, but just get into the field. Just get in. That's like, and the best way to do that is to have the Guardians, have the Royals, etc. keep losing, and the Rangers. Rangers are right there as well. That benefits you a lot, and that's why it was so big today. And you got it from all the guys you needed to.
Yeah, if the Mariners could keep separating ground from the guys that are on the outside looking in and the teams that are still trying to fight for a spot, that'd be great. If they could go into that Royals series in the middle of September and not have to sweat it out, that would really be awesome. Because now all of a sudden, as we sit here on Monday night, the Mariners have a 4-game lead of that final spot over the Royals, which is not totally secure because, again, those 2 teams are going to play for 3 games in about a month. But you could continue to separate and you could continue to build ground. And if you keep building ground, you don't have to worry as much about that series. So, yeah, I hope the Mariners keep building ground on these teams. It would be massive if they did, because it would give, not only would it make that Royals series less important, but it would just let fans breathe and relax a little bit and not have to absolutely sweat it out until the final few days of the year. That'd be awesome.
Can you gain 2 more games before then? 2 more games. What's that? When's that series? 2 weeks about from now, give or take?
I think it's 3.
3 weeks. Well, no, 3 weeks then. No. Yeah, you're right. I think it is 3 weeks. Can you gain 2 games in 3 weeks? Like, if you can gain 2 games in 3 weeks, that'd be pretty big for that last road trip. Like, the last real worry, because we're sitting here and we're expecting that Dodgers series not to matter. We're hoping that Dodgers series does not matter at all, that you can take care of business against the Rockies in that final week. give yourself 2 more games of cushion, and then that Royal Series, I mean, you can just kind of play free. Like, you obviously don't want to get swept, but sitting in that Royal Series with a 3-game lead would make me sweat. 3 games, because that's 3 games against the Royals, and that's 3 games against the Astros, all on the road.
Even with a 5-game lead, I'd be sweating, because if they get swept in that series, then all of a sudden, with about 10 days to play, they've only got a 2-game lead.
And no tiebreaker.
Right. It would be really nice if they could build some ground. You would hope they can get 1 in Kansas City, but why even have to sweat it out? Just keep building ground.
Especially given the schedule you have coming up. You know what's going to be a big help to that, Lyle?
Cal
having 60 home runs by then, because he's only 10 away now. Here on Monday, he hits home run number 50. And what we didn't get to mention on Monday's podcast episode that came out as we were recording here today on Monday, but Cal has finally caught Aaron Judge in WAR. We've been keeping an eye on this. We're like, oh, Cal's within 1.5. Cal's within 1. Cal's within a half. And now here on Monday, he does 2 things. He hits his 50th home run, and he catches Aaron Judge in WAR. And now they're neck and neck. The stats comparison starting to favor Cal a little bit. Not totally favor, but favor him enough to get some votes.
I think he should be the MVP. We've talked about it plenty, but as we sit here at the end of August, look at what he's done. He's gotten to 50 homers. He's hit 30 from the left side. He's a catcher. He's doing it every day. And by the way, Judge for the final 2 months of the year is essentially a DH. And he's not a Shohei DH where you know he can also pitch. He's just a DH. He's not throwing. He's not playing the field. Why is that so special?
If he repeats his April, then that would be special. Because Judge's April, he was worth nearly 3 wins. But right now, since he's over the last, I think, month or so, he's got like a 700 OPS that has not been as good. There's a reason why Cal's been able to slip back into this race a little bit, despite his cold streak, and that's because Aaron Judge has combined been hurt and been cold at the same time. They could both heat up, or they could both slump. So I think that's something we're going to have to see. I saw Jason Churchill, friend of the podcast, tweeting about this. I'd be curious to get your thoughts on this and whether or not you think this is going to impact the voters. I think it will. Judge has already broken his records. Like, he's broken his records in past seasons. He has the quote-unquote clean home run record. He plays for the Yankees. Those are the clean home run record is his big record. But since Cal's a switch hitter and Cal's a catcher, he's got a few more things to tick off. He has broken Salvi's record. He is on his way to breaking Mickey Mantle's record. I think he's going to smash that record at this point. So you have that. You have the fact that he is the first switch hitter ever to hit 20 home runs and from the right side and 30 home runs from the left side. First ever. That's incredible. And then if he gets to 60, he's already the first catcher to hit 50 home runs. He's aiming to be the first catcher to hit 60 home runs as well. And then if he can get to that 63 mark, look at all these records he's got. I feel like that's got to sway some voters at this point. Even if you don't think, like, okay, it's a record, that doesn't mean you should vote him for MVP. I still think that is going to have some pull, and it's going to help him.
Yeah, it's going to help him. And by the way, one of the other milestones he'll hit is passing Junior. If he gets to 57, he'll be the Mariners' all-time leader in single-season home runs. And I'll tell you what, that feels very realistic. I'll keep stamping I think he can get to 63, because I do. You're going to play 3 games in Tampa. You're going to get the Rockies for 3. Cal Raleigh could hit 5 or 6 home runs in those games combined, for all we know. But even that aside, to hit 7 more homers before the end of the year seems pretty realistic. And if he does that, he will be the single-season Mariners all-time home run leader ahead of, say the name, Ken Griffey Jr. Cal Raleigh will have more home runs in a single season than George Kenneth Griffey Jr. ever had.
I was listening to the Mariners radio broadcast today talk about Cal potentially breaking that record. And just consider who's in the booth at this point, right? So Hyphen was not around for Junior's years. But Gary Hill is a friend of the podcast, lifelong Mariners fan. He grew up through the Junior years. he saw Junior at his best. Rick Rizzs has been with the Mariners since the beginning, essentially. They've seen everything with this franchise. They really are trying to verbally process their way through someone hitting at a switch hitting catcher hitting at T-Mobile Park, breaking Ken Griffey Jr.'s record. This is something that shouldn't happen. The wear and tear of the position, the switch hitting aspect of it, the fact you're playing in one of the worst hitting environments in all of Major League Baseball, as opposed to the Kingdome, which is one of the best hitting environments in all of baseball, and yet he's still making it happen anyway. And it's hard to sometimes find words for it, because Junior had everything laid out for him. And if you remember, he hated hitting at T-Mobile Park, or Safeco Field back then. When it first started, it's been well written about that he complained, him and A-Rod both complained about how hard it was to hit in that ballpark. Cal's not doing any complaining this year. And that, again, that's not to slight the legends, of course. It was a different ballpark back then, and it was a change. But it is the same structure that how Cal is hitting in right now.
Let's add, too, that Cal's seeing significantly better pitching than Junior was seeing, and in a worse hitting environment.
Yeah. Yep. That's crazy. It is insane.
This could be one of these records that's like Ichiro's, where it may never be broken. I won't firmly stamp it, but there is a world there would never be a catcher to hit 60 homers ever again. This is a type of record that Cal could have live on for a really long time.
Cal's Cooperstown case is probably something that we would revisit half a decade from now when he stacks up against other catchers and he's got a little bit more longevity. But his season, Lyle, this is the type of season that gets a display in Cooperstown.
There's no
60
doubt.
home runs from a switch-hitting catcher?
Mm-hmm.
That gets... You don't need a bust in Cooperstown to have a display.
There's no doubt.
That's pretty crazy. And it just keeps happening. Here on Monday, hits another home run. Dude, he keeps hitting him right-handed, too. We keep saying it enough. The amount of steps forward he has taken from the right side is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out to Cal.
Shout out to Cal. And again, I'll keep saying it, 63 is in play. It's in play. I'm not saying it's 100% going to happen, but it's in play. It's pretty sick.
Last thing I want to say before we get to Jonny Farmelo. Fantastic interview. Lyle and I were up in Everett last week, sat down with him. Johnny's amazing. I think everyone's going to be so excited to hear this and watch him play and climb up the minor league ranks, crossing our fingers that he stays healthy. So that was a lot of fun. Bryce Miller was out on the mound again on Monday. He's making his second start back from the injured list. And I just got to say, he did not pitch that well on Monday. He gave up 3 home runs in the second inning, wasn't overly sharp. He battled through at the end. He cleaned it up and managed to get through 5 innings. It was fine. Mariners won the game. That's ultimately what matters. But Bryce wasn't great. I couldn't believe that I was seeing tweets again that people were worried about. Oh, it's time to shut him down. Elbows cooked, arms cooked, shouldn't have activated him. It's over. Guys, no. I'm sorry. That is not what was happening with Bryce Miller on Monday. You know what was happening with Bryce Miller on Monday? Bryce Miller was not sharp. Bryce Miller's making his second big league start back from rehab after missing multiple months. Of course he's not sharp. Remember last year? It took him to be totally sharp 3 months of the season to be totally sharp. 3 months. He's not going to get 3 months this year. So there's a very good chance this just could be Bryce Miller the rest of the season. The stuff's better because he's feeling better. He's throwing hard. But he's not going to be perfect. He's not going to be Bryce from last year.
He can be Bryce from last year next year, and he can still have some good starts. But to see the consistency and to see what Bryce did in the second half of 2024, yeah, that might be a lot to ask for a guy that's really battled through a lot this year and fought his way back to pitch regardless to help his team down the stretch in a playoff run. Yeah, I think what happened with Bryce on Monday night is he just didn't command anything that well. his velo didn't drop, and you and I talked about this before the show started. It was mostly 95s, and that's a really good sign because it's not dropping off like it was the second time he hit the IL when he couldn't seem to find a way to keep it up throughout outings. The good news here is the stuff's there, like you said, and the velo's not dropping. So there's absolutely things for Bryce to build on here, but the ceiling and the upside is still there for him to turn in some really good starts the rest of the way, because all the stuff is still playing up. Yes, he has to command his pitches better. Yes, he has to throw more strikes, and that's going to be the key. But even if he's not quite pitching at the level of consistency that he did in 2024, it's still really important to have Bryce Miller back. Because you know that if he clicks, and I think he's going to click once he gets a couple more starts under his belt, that he is going to be an incredibly valuable piece of the team, especially in the bullpen come October.
And look, maybe he just wasn't feeling the fastball as much second time through the order. Like, he stopped. He really stopped throwing his fastball second time through. It was 20%-ish second time through the order against the Padres. Maybe he's mixing things up. Maybe he's trying to get a feel for his other off-speed pitches that he was feeling a little bit more comfortable with in a given start. But I didn't really see anything that made me think that he was not healthy. And that's why I kind of roll my eyes when I saw some of the reactionary stuff to that. Like, he missed a ton of time this year. I don't know what we're expecting out of Bryce.
And oh, by the way, his first two outings back are against really, really, really good offenses.
Yeah, can we get them the Rockies?
Who's he going to face in his next start? He should pitch in Cleveland, right?
And they're solid.
Yeah. So maybe a little bit of an easier task than the other two teams, especially because Cleveland's free-falling right now. But easier lineup. Now, it is on the road, but easier lineup. After that, he should face the Braves, I think. Because what, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Yeah. Oh, no. Well, let's see. Hang on. Yeah, he'll face Cleveland and then he'll face Atlanta. Confirmed. Cleveland, then Atlanta. Two offenses that are really struggling this year. So
that'll be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And as we highlighted with Logan and George, they had to feel their way through the first few starts. It's not all going to be smooth. I'm not worried about Bryce the rest of the season. He's probably going to have hiccups because he's just not all the way there. His season has been so up and down, so in and out that he's not going to be 2024 Bryce Miller, and that's okay. Because what matters is 2026 Bryce Miller looks a lot more like 2024 than 2025. That's the goal here with Bryce.
And the goal is that he is healthy enough, again, he is healthy. Let's put it like that. He wouldn't be pitching if he wasn't. That he is effective enough to really provide some juice for them out of the bullpen in October and keeps them in ball games the rest of September. I'm sure Bryce has much higher expectations for himself. I'm sure if you ask Bryce Miller, he fully expects himself to go 6 shutout every time he's out there because he's got the ability to do it. But if you can just get Bryce Miller that keeps you in the game every 5th day, and then he builds himself up enough where he's really, really providing something out of the bullpen, that is enough for 2025.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. Support Bryce.
Yes.
It's okay. He's not getting shut down. He's not getting sent down to Tacoma.
No. So everybody on Twitter or people in our comments, just try to relax a little bit. Relax a little. It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's take a minute, talk to you guys about our friends over at Pagach's Pub 85. That's over in Kirkland. You guys know it's an awesome spot to go hang out, watch some games, plan a time out with your friends. Whether you want to go and play some pool or play darts, listen to some music on the jukebox. There's an old school jukebox in there, which is really fun. And there's great food and drinks. If you go during happy hour, you guys, you can get $3 and $4 drinks from 2 to 6 p.m. on Monday through Friday. Yeah, $3 and $4. Those are awesome deals. And there's 20 TVs in the place. So any amount of baseball, football, Mariners, Seahawks, college football you might want to dive into, it's all there for you. So go check it out. That's Pagach's Pub 85 in Kirkland.
Did you realize it was college football opening weekend this weekend?
Yeah, but it's week 0. It was week 0.
But even like week 1, like this upcoming weekend.
Oh, I know. It's great. College football's back.
Dude, snuck up on me. That was kind of crazy. Really enjoyed sitting down with Jonny Farmelo. He is one of the most interesting people playing in the Mariners organization. I'll just say it. Like we mentioned, what exactly besides baseball is interesting about Jonny Farmelo, because it is rare you find an athlete, maybe not rare, rare is the wrong word, but finding athletes with equal passions, it sounds like, to me at least, of sport and something else is very interesting to me. Because it ultimately shows how human these guys are, and that baseball is not everything for all of them. And I'm glad that we have the platform here to take a little bit and talk to Jonny about some of his other interests, and he explains it so well. Wow, did you learn anything?
Yes, and you know what? I was actually interested because we were listening to a really interesting person talk about it in Jonny Farmelo rather than having to sit in some stupid class in high school about it. So if it had been in high school and those numbers are getting thrown at me, yeah, I'm probably tuning out. But I was genuinely interested in Jonny talking about it and why he's so passionate about it. So I was tuned in, and I was actually very interested. See, it just takes the right person. Maybe I just had bad teachers. It's certainly possible. Or I was just a bad student. Also possible. But anyway.
I think we just needed 2013 Nick Franklin to teach your bio class.
Oh, God. That would have been awful. Anyway, I do want to say this. One, it was a very, very unique conversation and a bunch of fun. Can we coin a nickname for him here? I haven't even said this to you yet, pre-recording or off the podcast, etc. But I think we've got a nickname for the guy now that we can coin and we can start using the rest of his time through the minors when he gets into the majors. Can we just call him Johnny Day Trades? Why not? Why not? That's a fun nickname.
It's not landing very well with me.
Well, how about we let the people decide? I think it's a cool nickname.
Leave a comment.
That feels like the type of nickname that could latch on.
That doesn't feel like a baseball nickname.
But that's the point. It's not about baseball. It's about his other passions.
But we'd be tweeting it out with a baseball highlight.
Yeah, but it combines it all. I think it's a good idea for a nickname.
I'm going to have to sleep on this.
Well, I think we could coin a nickname here and run with it.
I appreciate you trying.
I think it's actually a nickname you could run with.
Okay. All right, well, leave us a comment, and you guys can decide.
Johnny Day Trades. Yeah. But it was a really fun conversation, so I hope people enjoy. Because, like TJ said, even if there are athletes who have equal passions away from the field, they don't always like to come forth and talk about it at length. Sometimes it's just things they like to keep to themselves. But Johnny clearly is not only passionate about it, but enjoys talking about it with other people. So hopefully you guys tune in, check it out, and come away as fascinated as we were.
We won't keep you guys any longer. We'll get you to the interview with Jonny Farmelo. All right, we're here back at Funko Field in Everett. We have a very special guest on with us, Mariners prospect Jonny Farmelo. How are we doing? Are we feeling good?
Doing great. Feeling good. Excited to be here.
Down the stretch run of the season, how does you've been through a lot this year. How are you feeling at this point right now that you're back on the field and you're back out there playing?
I'm feeling good, man. It's such a blessing to just be back on the field. After kind of being on and off the IL, like, you take a lot for granted. And I just want to play. I don't care where or what or really how I'm playing. I just want to play. So it's good to be doing that.
We asked Colt this question. I'm curious to hear your answer to this. I look out at this field, and it's, for a professional baseball field, it just looks so much different than I think anything else you would play in terms of the distance. When you look out and you see short center field fences like that, what goes through your mind?
So it actually really reminds me of my high school field. My high school field was pretty small and had a really big center field fence too, like similar to this. So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It kind of brings me home a little bit.
Did you use that center field fence to your advantage a lot back in high school?
I did, yeah. And in high school, it was a little more common to have that type of field. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't really see that in professional baseball a lot. But I don't mind it, man.
What was the deepest center field fence you saw at any high school field while you played?
Oh, man.
And then what was the shortest? I'll follow it up.
Yeah. I'd say the deepest was probably like a 390 all around, kind of like it is in left center here.
Like 390 down the line.
No, like kind of in the gaps,
okay.
and then like a 330 down the line. And then the shortest, what was probably a 330, like deepest, like kind of all around. That type of field. A little bit like this, but even shorter, no deep left center.
Do you have a favorite like wall or park you've like conquered? I think Major League example, like Oracle Park in San Francisco, you have Triples Alley, or at Fenway Park, you also have their alley in center field. Is there anything like that where you've hit a home run over it and you've been like, all right, that was actually kind of pretty nice?
Nah, I don't think I've played enough baseball to have that yet. I had one here where it was a 2-strike, like fly ball. I kind of put my head down, thought it was an out, and it went over. And that was really the first time that I've kind of felt that. Like, I don't really muscle balls over the fence, so I'm not there yet. But here I've had a little bit of that, so I'd say this is probably the closest to that.
Do you have a bucket list one?
I want to go backside at Fenway. That
Ooh.
would be sick.
Over the Monster.
Yeah, lefty backside over the Monster. It'd be hard, but I want to do that.
Have you ever taken BP at Fenway, like at showcases or anything?
No, never been there.
So you didn't grow up a Red Sox fan then?
I did, actually. Our family was kind of Red Sox fans. We were never huge baseball people, but that was the team we did root for. But never went there. It's definitely on the bucket list, though.
How many home runs your senior year did you hit, if you can remember?
My senior year, I think I only hit like 7 or 8. I didn't really have like a super crazy year, honestly. I always felt like I played better in the summer, like in the showcases when the kids were throwing a little harder and like coming at you. Like in high school, they would always spin me. They're throwing a little softer. It was. I always felt it was harder for me to hit that, honestly. So it was solid, but nothing like Ty Pete numbers or anything like that. Yeah.
That makes me think, I'm going to assume, if you're seeing a bunch of spin and you're seeing it soft, that makes me think when you'd play these regular high school teams that during your school season, maybe they're a middling team, maybe they're 500, you're seeing pitchers that I'm sure are not like the pitchers on the showcases, paired with when you get up to the plate, those pitchers are like, oh, I know who's coming up, and I'm not giving them a fastball.
Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of that. The kid, they throw slower and they're throwing their slowest pitch, their spin. So I never loved that. I would rather honestly face a guy that throws 100 that's gonna come at me with a fastball than like a little like weird 80-mile-an-hour submariner.
Let me ask you this. We asked Ty this question when we sat down and talked to him in the spring. I'm curious. He gave us a funny answer. We were wondering for his sake that when you're, I guess, of that pedigree in high school, people around your league, your city probably know to some extent who you are, teams prepare for you. But we asked Ty, when you'd show up to games, would you get fans who knew who you were and would get in your ear? And Ty said to us, dude, I would have teams show up from out of town and chirp me. Did you get any of that in high school? Did you get the overrated chants and all that stuff?
Yeah, I got a little bit of them. Or like what I was always dealing with was I'd be in center and there would just be kids chirping me like behind the fence because they could just stand right behind the fence like in high school.
Oh, you're right.
Just chirping me the whole game. But honestly, there wasn't like a ton of people at our high school games until like the playoffs. The playoffs is really when like the students would show up and they would give you the overrated chant. So I got some of that later on. But I've seen a few videos of Ty's high school experience, and I've heard like from his mom too. It was brutal. So thankfully, it wasn't that bad.
Although to his credit, he said when those teams showed up and chirped me, if I have the story right, I think he said he hit 2 bombs in the game, and at least with one of them he hit, he like turned around and stared right at the team. He showed us the video of it too.
Yeah, I've seen the video. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Do you chirp back ever?
Not really, no. Never really done that. Never had a moment though like that. When I played basketball growing up a little bit, I was more of a talker there, a little more physical, but I've never had any real moment to do that, honestly.
I feel like it's a lot easier to start seeing red when you're playing basketball than playing baseball.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
You get knocked down one time, you're probably pissed. That's just how basketball goes.
For sure, yeah.
Exactly. Here's a good question for you. If you were to go back to high school now, and instead of playing varsity, you were to go back and you were to play JV baseball for an entire season right now.
Didn't we do this with him?
Well, we're gonna re-up it because he's been hitting more home runs lately.
Okay.
How many home runs are we hitting in a full JV baseball season?
Yeah, I think honestly, with how I feel now, how my swing feels now, I think I'm hitting 50 home runs.
Nice.
I don't know what I said last time. I think it was a lighter number than that, but we're hitting 50 this time.
I think the last time you said 10. So, like, that's a
Yeah.
little bit of a power upgrade
Yeah.
from the last time.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of a surge.
Yep.
So you have had this power surge. What do you feel like has led to this version of Jonny?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a few things. I feel like coming back from my knee surgery, I felt more like athletic and loose in the box. I feel like my swing feels better. My bat path feels a little better. I did a lot of like visualization and just kind of like mental reps when I was rehabbing when I couldn't swing. And it kind of cleaned some stuff up, I think. So then when I got back, it was kind of like I had a fresh slate to work with because I hadn't swung the bat in like 8 months. And everything was just kind of cleaner, a little bit more athletic. So I think that is obviously a big contributor, but I think I'm just playing a little more free now, a little more fearless, a little more aggressive. So that also helps.
When you say visualization, I'm curious, what does that look like when you're rehabbing? Is it standing in the box and just watching pitches go by in a cage?
Yeah, a little bit of that. We have a nice like machine in Arizona that like simulates a pitcher. So a little bit of that, a little bit of just standing on the field holding the bat, like no pitcher, just closing your eyes, just feeling things out. I also do the VR, the Win Reality, seeing pitches on that, and just kind of like in the living room, just feeling it out with a little broomstick. So kind of that helped a lot.
Tell us a little bit about that. I don't know if I've heard that much detail about VR. I've heard about the traject all the time. You step in the box, you have the video screen, the ball comes out. But this, you're not hitting a ball. You're instead of just seeing it. How close to realistic is it?
Yeah, it's tough. Like, no one really knows. I'd say it's pretty close. Like, I'd say, like, if realistic is, like, 10 out of 10, I'd say the VR is, like, a 6 or a 5. But I've always felt like you're, like, practicing, reacting to a moving object, So, like, even if it isn't necessarily like the same thing, it's still getting you better at something, that'll help you on the field. So it's not hurting.
Where's the traject on that out of 10?
The traject's like a 9. It's pretty similar, yeah.
Who's the wildest person you put up on the traject machine for yourself? Because you can put anybody up there, right?
Crochet's pretty wild.
Oh, you did that?
Oh, for
Crochet,
you especially.
Scooble, like those lefties, Sail. Those guys are pretty wild.
What does that look like on the traject? I know you can't perfectly simulate it, but when it starts pumping 100 from the left side with the crazy arm angle, is it eye-opening?
A little bit. It's eye-opening, honestly, in the sense that like once you see it a few times, you're like, oh, I can actually hit this. Honestly, like you think that it would be like so overpowering, but after seeing it a few times, it's like, no, like I can get on time here. It's a little weird though because it like shoots it right out. Like you see the visual of the pitcher winding up, but then like the ball shoots out real quick. So that's kind of why I would say it's a 9, not like a spot on 10 out of 10. But it's legit.
Can you put minor leaguers on there too?
Yeah, if they have them in the system.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So have you put a bunch of the minor leaguers up there too?
Nah, we never really do that.
Okay.
Mainly just the big names.
Did you put any Mariners on there?
Oh yeah, all the Mariners guys are on there, and they're on the VR too.
So
all
you
the
can
Mariners guys.
You can see Logan Gilbert on the traject and on the VR if you want to. For
I can.
example.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How many live at bats have you gotten against those guys?
Very slim to none. I think I stood in on Woo like my first spring training for 1 at bat, and that's it. None of the other guys I hadn't seen.
What is it like to watch his fastball?
It feels like it's just like a rise ball. We face guys all the time that like have that ride, but like a lot of times it only feels like it's riding when it's like a top of the zone ball. But Woo's is different. Woo's, even when it's like down the middle or in the zone, it still feels like it's riding. I think that's part of why he's so good. Yeah.
Crazy. All right, we got on this topic because you mentioned you did a lot of this while you were recovering. I don't want to spend all the time in the world on it, but just to give people a little bit of perspective, can you walk people through what a normal day looked like for you while you were going through your recovery?
Yeah, for sure. So I was in Arizona for the whole rehab process. So I'd wake up pretty early, wake up around 6. I'm big in the stock market.
We want to get to that later.
Okay. That's my thing. So the market opens at 6:30 West Coast time and 9:30 Eastern. So I'm staring at the market for like honestly 3 hours. like 6:30 to 9:30, 10. I'm staring at the market. And then I get done with that. I would usually get in the Word a little bit. I'm a big Christian, so get that out of the way. And then go to rehab around like 11. I'd be there for a few hours, doing all sorts of stuff. Early on, it was a little slower, and then as I got going, it was more like hit, throw, lift weights. Finish that, eat, back in the apartment, going over the trading day, back on the charts, the market. Make dinner, go to bed.
For everyone, for however much you feel like sharing, what have you worked through these last couple of years injury-wise?
Yeah, it's been tough, a tough stretch for sure. Like you want me to list the injuries, kind of?
Whatever you feel
Whatever you
comfortable
with,
sharing.
Yeah, I mean, well, I had the knee surgery, so that was, a big one. Kind of came out of nowhere. And then had a small wrist thing too that we had to deal with, which is good. And then a rib injury this year, kind of like an oblique. So yeah, just a lot of stuff, kind of weirder stuff too. Not like a sore arm or sort of like hamstring, like kind of more freakish stuff. So not ideal, but I know that if God allowed it, it can be used for good. And I've grown a lot through it. Yeah.
What has been the toughest one to work through? Was it the knee?
Yeah, I'd say it's the knee. Yeah. I mean, because the knee, it's like, it just takes time, dude. I mean, I still don't feel like normal yet, honestly. And it's just a longer process.
How much time did you get to spend with Victor Robles down there? Did you get to spend any?
A few weeks. Wasn't really around him, like working with him a ton, but around him a little bit. But nice guy. I grew up in the Northern Virginia, D.C. area, so I watched him when he was a national.
That must have been cool.
Yeah, it was cool. So I let him know that I was a fan of his. He liked that. So, yeah.
And
how do you receive it?
Yeah.
He liked it. He asked me a little bit about the area,
That's
about where
cool.
I was from. Yeah.
Was he a big yeller even down in Arizona?
Yeller? Nah, he was pretty quiet.
Okay.
He was just kind of get his stuff done, and yeah, that was it.
It's interesting. That differs a little bit from Seattle. When he's up in Seattle, every day he'll run up onto the field and he'll just start screaming or whatever.
Really?
He's just fired up. He's fired up to be there. He's fired up to play with the guys.
Yeah.
But where was I going to go with this? Oh, when you were rehabbing the rib, if a such thing exists, if you want to look glass half full, was there any blessing in disguise there where you were just able to like let the knee rehab a little bit more while you were recovering the rib side as well?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I'd say I love this league, but the turf is a little bit harder on the knee than grass. So, it's a little harder to stay in shape here. It's definitely doable though. So it did give the knee kind of a break for a few weeks. We'll never know like if I really needed that or not or whatever, but I think that definitely could be a good thing.
Did you know right away? This is the last question I have on it, by the way. Did you know right away when it happened that like, oh, this could be bad, or did it just feel like it got shaken up a little bit on the play in Modesto when the knee kind of popped?
So when I went down, I remember seeing my knee kind of go the wrong way, too far, and I went down, and I was like scared to look at it honestly, because I thought this might not be in the right place. But then I looked at it and it was good, and I got up and like kind of ran and it was like okay, and I was like, all right, like we're good. I think like kind of I was just denying it a little bit. And then like the next play, of course, guy hits a ball in the gap, and I take like one step and I was like, oh, like nah, this isn't right. But I didn't think it was like ACL. And I remember like texting my parents like, I tweaked my knee, like this isn't like season ending, but like something weird happened. Whatever, we'll see the MRI, like maybe meniscus or something. And then sure enough, get the MRI, and we found out.
Sure.
But looking back, it was like, yeah, like kind of makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I lied. Last question, but it's
Yeah,
more on the
no,
positive side.
All good.
You posted a video while you were rehabbing a while back, but you posted a video of you and Ronald Acuna, of all people, who was also rehabbing from the same injury.
Yeah.
We asked you about this a little while back, but I'm curious just for the people to hear. Did you get to take anything away from him much, just spending any time at all around him?
Yeah, I did. he was a really nice guy. We could only get so far because of the language barrier. But I asked him a few questions about hitting. He's always on the fastball. I was asking him about that. I asked him a little bit about his hands, like if he tries to get his hands back. He said no, he tries to be short, which is a little surprising because he does kind of have a longer like stretch. Yeah, other than that, we would kind of talk about the process. It's the knee process. It's really hard to sleep at first, so we were always talking about that. But that was really about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it just hurt that much?
Yeah, and it's just like you can't really like move around much. Like I sleep on my stomach, and you kind of have to sleep on your back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So once you get back here, and once you get back to Everett when you did this year, is it such a sigh of relief where, okay, I'm out of Arizona, this isn't just practice anymore, this isn't training anymore, I'm playing games, I'm back with all the guys. Is there a real sense of relief there?
Yeah, I'd say so. After being there, like coming here, it feels like the best thing in the ever, dude. Like it literally feels like a dream come true, and it is. It's just you kind of lose that perspective when you've been here for so long. But I'd say, even when I first got here, it was like still rehab. Like it was still like I'm only playing a few games a week, and you have to do this, this, and this, and like we'll see how you feel type thing. And it still kind of is that. So I think honestly, like next year will really be the year where it's like I'm gonna be fresh, full off season. I'm gonna roll into camp feeling good, and then we go. Because I think honestly my body's like still just getting used to playing baseball after missing a year, which is why like a rib thing happened. You know, like what?
Fair.
So yeah.
The Mariners preach so much about chemistry between classes of prospects. You're in with Ty, Colt, Laz, Michael Arroyo, all these guys that you've been up with in the minors. How have you managed that yourself while having to spend so much time away from everybody?
Yeah. I'd say I love the group. We have a really good group, and it's really fun playing with these guys. Everyone's really competitive, and we it's really a blessing to be drafted with Ty and Colt, and you know, be around Laz and Michael and all the Spanish guys too. Felton just got here, so it's really good. It was hard though when I was rehabbing because I felt like I was kind of behind everyone and I was losing steam. You know, and like we're also competitive and we want to be the best players, you know, in the system and in baseball. When best players play the game, you know, and it's just like when you're on the sidelines, you can't play.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was a little hard. But coming back, it was a lot of fun being with these guys.
Who have you gotten close with over the years? I mean, I know you and Ty go all the way back to high school. You guys roomed together for a little bit, but aside from him, who in the org have you really gotten to be friends with?
Yeah. Me and Ty definitely go way back. We're real close. Me and Cole are very close friends as well. We've become very close. Brock, Rodden, Jared Sundstrom, and Ben Williamson too.
Oh.
Those 4 guys, them 3, Colt and myself, we lived together in spring training for 2 years now. So we're a pretty tight group. We're boys, so yeah, I'd say those guys.
What did you guys like to do in spring training when you'd be in the house together?
Oh, man, we would do a little bit of everything. We actually played a lot of golf in the backyard. We had an Airbnb, so we would just chip in the backyard.
Oh, nice.
We had a little grass space.
You had the turf and all that?
It was grass.
Okay.
So that was fun. We had a few incidents though. We had a window break.
Who did it?
It was Ben Williamson.
Oh.
So I started playing, and I'm a big flop shot guy. So I opened the club face up, full swing, ball goes straight up. So I started doing that in our little game, and everyone wanted to do that because it's fun, right? So, you know, Jared was doing it, Brock was doing it, and then Ben tries to do it. And Ben just didn't have it. He just didn't have it. So he like scolded one right into the window.
By flop shot, do you mean it just goes straight up?
Yeah, flop shot is like straight up.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to really open the face, like 60-degree club, and it's fun, you know.
He
So
plays
you
and
go
watches
straight
a lot of golf, if you can't tell.
Straight down.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm more of a mini golfer.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and knowing Ben, he's like one of the nicest dudes ever. He probably felt awful when it happened, right?
Yeah. We got it taken care of. You know, the owner of the house wasn't thrilled, but we took care of it.
fun.
So yeah.
Was this at the same time when Bryson was doing his challenge where he was trying to hit the hole in one over his house?
Oh yeah. That's
It was
similar.
similar timing,
Similar,
right?
yeah.
You guys
I've
could have
seen
tried
some
that
of
a
those
little bit.
videos. Yeah,
Give you a little more
we
leeway,
could
but
have
there are
tried
also more
that.
windows.
Yeah, we could have tried that. I think I'm the only one who could pull that off. I'm the only one who really has a flop in my bag, honestly.
Was there a house like right behind it? Right
Oh,
behind the
yeah.
house after the backyard?
We had balls flying in other people's backyards too.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
the time.
I was like, if there was nothing but desert behind you, then you have
No.
you have the leeway. You just need to get it over the house. Either it lands on the green or it lands in the desert,
Yeah,
and it's no biggie.
No.
What do you shoot on 18?
So I haven't played golf in a while,
Oh,
unfortunately,
right.
because all the injuries. Honestly, I'm not like a good golfer. Like I probably shoot like 100 plus.
Okay.
But I'm nice with the flop shot though.
All right.
That's the one shot I got.
Are Cole and Ben and those guys any better?
At the flop golf.
Just like on a round of
Yeah.
18, could those guys shoot any better than that, you think?
I think so. I think it'd be pretty tight. Brock's really good.
Okay.
Brock's really good. Ty's really good too. Some of the guys here are really good. But yeah, we're all of us except for Brock are wifey.
Okay, here's an interesting question because I think Ty golfs righty, if I have this right. Do you golf righty?
No, I golf lefty.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is, I never understand it. Guys who hit lefty and do everything lefty in baseball and then they golf righty.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I could never do that.
No. I mean, if I tried to swing a baseball bat left-handed, it would look ridiculous.
Yeah, same.
What other things besides golf do you guys do here in Everett? For like, if you're having,
Here in
if
Everett?
you have an off day and
Yeah.
you want to do something fun, what do you guys do?
Some guys fish.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, we're traveling on the off day a lot, so I haven't gotten into too much. I've only been here for so long too. But I know some guys fish, some guys golf. I'll go on a few walks. There's some good spots up here to like just walk.
The parks are very nice.
Yeah, it's really pretty up here. But yeah.
He's busy. He's busy online on the stock market.
Yeah,
He doesn't
that's-
have time for
I
all
was
that
gonna
other
say that was
stuff.
gonna be next. It's like I know what your number one
Yeah,
hobby
yeah,
is.
yeah,
We can
yeah.
get it to it.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring the question in how you want to frame
I mean,
it?
I think he now already knows we were going to talk about it, but I was going to bring it in originally. I'll sit here and pretend like we never asked it.
Okay.
Do you want to tell the people what you get up and do first thing in the morning?
Yeah, so every day I get up, and not so much here because of the schedule, but first thing in the morning, I get on the charts, check the market, check all the stocks I'm looking at, NASDAQ, S&P, just try and get ahead of the situation, get ahead of the smart money. That's the goal.
How did this start?
So I got into it in high school. My dad set up a little game with me and my sisters to like invest, and the winner of that game got like real money to invest in the stock or whatever.
Huh.
So I won that competition,
Okay.
and then I get some real money from my dad to play with. And he thought I was gonna buy a few safe companies, but that's not what I was doing.
A little bit
I
more
was-
adventurous.
A little more adventurous, yeah. So I was trying to like day trade the NASDAQ, like hyper trade, like scalping it, like in and out. And he's getting the alerts because it's like under his name because I was under 18. So that's kind of how I first got into it. And then I started like watching videos. There's a ton of stuff on the internet, reading books. I was bored in high school, so I was just all over the market all day, and I really fell in love with it.
Are you an individual stock buyer or
Yeah.
like I'm a mutual fund buyer? I like my bulk.
Yeah. So I've done a little bit of everything. I've done a little bit of like day trading, swing trading the indexes. Like you think the Nasdaq's gonna go up this week, I'm gonna buy it or whatever, or the S&P, whatever that. But recently, I've been more into individual stocks. The goal is kind of like to buy the stocks that institutions and hedge funds are going to buy, because these guys are going to spend billions of dollars on a company, and when they decide to buy a stock, they're going to buy it every day for like a year, because if they're putting $1 billion in the stock, they got to buy a little bit. If they just put it all in one day, it's going to spike, and then everyone's going to sell. So basically, the idea is that you kind of ride their wave. And when you're looking at a stock chart, you're looking at supply and demand. Supply's high, people sell. Demand's high, people buy. And you're also looking at human psychology. So people get fearful, they get greedy. So like that's why like stuff repeats on the chart, and that's why you can make money off of it.
In a given morning, how many trades do you make?
Recently, not that many. It really depends on where the market is. I'd say it's like 3 to 5 trades a week. Yeah.
I'm just like, as somebody who knows nothing about this stuff,
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, I don't need to learn anything about this. I can sit here and listen to you and
No,
pick my
I
stocks
really-
based off that.
I really don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I'd say, like, think of it, trading the market is different than, like, investing. That's, like, what I'm trying to do is trading the market. Trading is a lot like playing, like, poker or, like, blackjack. Like, you know, you see your cards, you see the market or a stock, and you make a bet based on that. And more times than not, you're hopefully going to make money. Like, that's kind of the whole idea. So, yeah, you're probably going to lose, like, 6 times out of 10. But when you win bigger. And then in the end, you make money over hundreds of trades. So that's kind of the idea.
Here's another good question. How many screens are in your setup?
So only 2 screens. I have my laptop, and then I have, like, a monitor. But that's because I'm on the move. Like, when I get back home for the off season, like, I'm gonna have like 4 screens. I'm gonna have some an ultra wide too, like, nice screen. I'm gonna really dial the setup in.
So you're going to look like a full-scale YouTuber. The difference is you're not creating content. You're out here, like, trading
Exactly.
stock.
Yeah, moving money.
What? Okay, here's the level of, like, dumb knowledge that I have about this stuff. When all that stuff with GameStop went down a couple years ago, what was your take on that?
So I wasn't in the market then. I was a little young. I got into it like a year after that. But that was a really cool time. Like, that was basically like retail, which is basically people like me and you who, like, don't have a lot of money compared to these Wall Street sharks. So that was basically like we were deciding to buy GameStop, and Wall Street was basically saying, no way, these guys are idiots. So they decided to short it. And you know, what happens is when they short the stock, they want it to go down. But if it doesn't go down and it goes up, they start losing money. So then they have to technically, like, buy the stock back, which makes it go up even more. That's like what they call a short squeeze. So that's kind of what it was. It was like us versus them. It would have been a fun time to trade the markets, but I was like 15 or 14. I was a little later than that. But yeah, it's cool time for sure.
Some of your teammates have told us that if you weren't here playing baseball, you'd be working on Wall Street. Is that correct?
You know, maybe. I think I would be trading the market. Like, working there is a little different than trading, but yeah, I would definitely be doing something like that.
I was thinking like Goldman Sachs for you.
For sure, yeah.
BlackRock.
I'm open to interviews if anyone's watching.
Yeah, when you're in the off season and you have a little more downtime, it's like, sure, I'll take a side job working a few hours at Goldman Sachs. Why not?
Yeah.
That could be your post-baseball
Yeah,
career.
I really think it's a blessing. It really got me through my rehab, I think, because it's basically like competing,
Right.
but against, like, markets and other people, you know? Because when you buy something, someone else is selling it. So it's like there's a winner and a loser in the market.
I guess. I guess that is interesting that, you know, baseball players are naturally competitive, and you have things that you're competitive with, and a lot of guys talk about they like to play video games off the field, or some guys, like you said, like to fish off the field, and there's some sense of a competitive edge you get from that stuff. But for you, it's trading stocks.
Yeah, and it's really freed me up on the field because, like, I know that, like, if I get hurt again, or if for some reason I can never play baseball again, like, I'm just going to go be a shark in the market, you know? So, like, it kind of frees me up a little bit. Like, so it's like, I'm not going to be scared. Like, I'm swinging at this pitch. Like, I'm going to be aggressive because if I don't have this, if somehow this goes away, I know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be fine doing that.
Last trading question. Have you gotten anyone else into it?
Yes. Ryan Hawks, who started last night, he is into it. He's a good trader. He's going to be good. He's going to be profitable for sure. Who else? No one has really gotten into it like he has, honestly, in the organization. My cousin Luke is really into it. So, funny story, when I was in high school, Luke was a freshman in high school. I was a senior. And there was multiple times where I would go to the bathroom looking to get, like, a signal on my phone or just to check my phone. Can't check your phone in class. And I'd walk in, and Luke's in the bathroom holding his phone up, trying to do the same thing, trying to check the stocks. So me and him talk every day about it. Yeah.
We're really not the same. When I was in high school, I would run to my phone or run to the bathroom to also check my phone, but it would be, did the Mariners sign Robinson Cano back in 2014? And they did. But
yeah, that's funny.
Last question for me, Johnny.
Okay.
1 year from now, what are people going to be saying about you?
I think they're going to be saying that I'm a real power speed threat and a really exciting prospect. I think the next year is going to be loud, and I'm really going to perform.
What's your single best tool? Final question. If in your mind, what's your best tool?
Best tool? I'd say the speed. I think, honestly, though, coming back from the knee, I haven't been like the same player that I was, but I'll get there. It's just going to take some time. Like next year, I'm going to be back with that stuff and playing my hair on fire. But yeah, I'd say the speed.
Jonny, thanks for taking some time for us. Yeah. We're really looking forward to watching the rest of this season. And like I said, 1 year from now, hopefully it's all healthy from here on out, and we're super excited to watch you.
That's right.
Thanks for taking some time for us.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Man, that was a blast. Being up in Everett, sitting down with Jonny, getting to hear about not just his recovery from the injury and how he's changed as a hitter, but all the stuff about the stock market and how passionate he is about it. Like I said, I was fascinated. I was fascinated listening to him talk about it and just how much knowledge he has about it for a kid that's not even 21 years old. I got to tell you, I'm sticking with this Johnny Day Trades nickname. Maybe you won't even buy into it. I'm sticking with it.
I might not.
I think it's a good
selling.
Well, I'm not. I think it's a good nickname. It'll grow on you over time.
Okay.
Give it a few months. Give it until he's absolutely crushing balls.
This is what he was telling me about Tommy LaStella too, guys.
No. Incorrect. Incorrect. I was not saying that. Jonny Farmelo is not going to be Tommy LaStella. Now that you can stamp. You can stamp. Anyway.
No. You didn't say this about Abe, though. I'll give that to you.
No. I'm sticking with Johnny Day Trades.
Okay. That's fine.
That just about wraps up this edition of the Marine Layer Podcast. You guys know the drill. If you want to listen to the full form podcast, you can do so wherever you get your audio pods, whether it's Apple, Spotify, any of the other audio platforms. Make sure to download these episodes, you guys. Please rate and review and leave it 5 stars. It really does help. Like we've said, we'll start reading some of your reviews if we get enough of them. So go rate on Apple, go rate on Spotify, leave a review. We'd love to read them. Like, comment, subscribe over on YouTube. If you're watching, takes just a second. Hit the subscribe button. It really does help the channel if you do. Helps get everything out to as many people as possible. Helps keep spreading Mariners content, which we all love and we all are passionate about. Our website has everything you could possibly find. You can check out our merch. We'd love to see you wearing it around the park. We have our Patreon. We'd love to have you guys get involved with that as well. And our live show schedules, which you can always find all of that over at our site at marinelayerpod.com. And then find us across social media everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts at Marine Layer Pod. That's TJ. I'm Lyle. As always, we thank you guys for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.